If a defense pretty much half of the game played zero cover on you, you gotta
Yeah.
beat it.
Yeah, you got to
So
beat
the one,
He didn't do it.
agreed. So there's one thing that Aaron Rodgers is super good at, and he's probably the best that's ever done it in the game. Is he is excellent at throwing receivers open, and you can't ask a second year quarterback to come in and do what Aaron Rodgers does. That's unfair.
Let me ask y'all this, and then Zo, you go first.
Okay.
And this is just me being honest. I know I was being a little facetious earlier. I'm with Corey. I don't think he looked very horrible. But this is what I do think. I think Kansas City dared him to make like you said. It was zero coverage. There was blitzing. The middle was wide open, and I think his default setting was, I got one-on-one on the edges. I'm going to throw it up, and he just not that good at throwing back shoulders or hitting. Right? Yeah. And once they find out, oh, he ain't connecting on these, they just kept blitzing. Yeah, but if he would have just settled down and seen that Lazard was coming across the middle on almost every last one of those blitzes, he could have hit those. But he went over the top to Adams every single time, and it was just off.
If he is to some kind of way get a start this week, you will see a totally different quarterback. Because he learned that in film study. You saw it.
I was just about to say that this was a learning experience for him, because when you put that film back and you see that zero coverage and you see guys streaking across the middle on slants, it makes you, as a quarterback, I ain't never played quarterback, but I've been in those rooms, and you'd be like, how in the world did I miss that? You know?
Yes. And it's just because you're so focused on something, you know what I mean, that you're not looking. And good quarterbacks, man, my coach told me in high school, he said, you became good when you started to scan the field and not just focus on one thing, because there's so much stuff on your backside that could be open. It might be open. You have to kind of glance around and look at it. And by you looking at something that could be open, if this is your primary target on the right, like my coach, and I know this is probably going way in too deep, but dropping back, my coach told me to find the free safety first. That's the first person you find. And you can manipulate that fool with your eyes. You can look him wherever you want him to go. If it's something that's not just quick hitting where you just popping up and throwing the ball, you find that safety first and you can look at him away with your eyes. Now, that don't mean it ain't 250, 300-pound dudes breathing real heavy trying to chase you. That's not what it means. But you have to be able to focus in, kind of manipulate people to coverage just to go back to what you want, so it'll be open. But there's a lot of times, man, where stuff is not open. It's a one-on-one. You have to throw him open. You have to put it in places where only he can get it. That back shoulder throw is a prime way of getting somebody open. He hasn't perfected that yet. He did it like 4 or 5 times in that game that I saw, right? And he missed every time.
Hey, here's a counterpoint, though. So I agree with you that he's going to make those adjustments, but those defensive coordinators are about to make the same adjustments. They're going to be like, this is what Kansas City did, but I bet you he's in the quarterback room already trying to make adjustments for that. So that defensive coordinator is already making adjustments to what Jordan Love is making adjustments to.
And you would think that, right? But if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm thinking like, he can't do it. I don't think he can do it. He is going to have to show me he can do it before I change my game plan.
True.
I get that.